As the 2025 NFL Draft approaches, the Denver Broncos are front and center. Holding the 20th overall pick, the team has a chance to add a game-changing talent. Trade rumors, prospect visits, and a recent pre-draft press conference have fueled speculation about what head coach Sean Payton and general manager George Paton have up their sleeves. Will the Broncos make a bold move up the draft board to secure an elite running back, or opt for a more conservative approach? Let's dive into the latest and most impactful news surrounding the Broncos as of April 18, 2025. At the recent pre-draft press conference, Sean Payton and George Paton offered valuable insight into the Broncos' draft strategy. Payton used a golf analogy comparing the team's situation to being on the tee box, where sometimes you have to swing big. He said, "We're on the tee box, and I, more than any other golfer with a mid to below average handicap, am guilty of pulling out the driver when I probably shouldn't." Denver Post. The metaphor suggests the Broncos are open to making bold decisions, potentially trading up to select a top-tier player like running back Ashton Jeanty. George Paton emphasized the team's meticulous preparation. He revealed he's spoken to nearly every NFL GM and has contingency plans for various draft scenarios. Paton also noted that, in his opinion, there are fewer than 32 first-round caliber players in this draft, which could impact the decision to stay at 20 or pursue a trade. The Athletic. He stated, "I've never been more prepared for a draft than this one." Denver Post. Raising fans' expectations. Both leaders expressed confidence in their strategy and the ability to find players who fit the Broncos' system. They also indicated that the strength of this draft lies in the middle rounds, particularly for positions like defensive line and tight end, suggesting the Broncos may seek depth in those areas after the first round. One of the most notable events in recent weeks was the visit of Ohio State running back Trevayon Henderson to the Broncos on April 16, 2025. Henderson is widely regarded as one of the top running backs in the draft, with strong skills both as a runner and receiver. His visit sparked speculation that the Broncos are seriously considering selecting him, possibly in the first round. NBC Sports analysts believe Henderson is a perfect fit for Sean Payton's offensive system. Payton has a history of utilizing versatile running backs like Reggie Bush and Mark Ingram during his tenure with the New Orleans Saints. Henderson, who rushed for over 3,700 yards and 42 touchdowns in college, along with nearly 900 receiving yards, fits that mold. Denver Post. Ourlad's senior analyst Dave Sivertson said, "Henderson is my ideal fit for Sean Payton's offense. I think he's a mix of Alvin Kamara and Reggie Bush." Denver Gazette. The need for a running back is evident after Javonte Williams signed with the Dallas Cowboys in free agency. Denver Post. While the Broncos have Samaje Perine and Jaleel McLaughlin on the roster, neither is viewed as a true starting caliber back, making the position a priority. Beyond Henderson, the Broncos hosted other promising prospects, indicating a balanced approach to the draft. Walter Nolan, a defensive lineman from Ole Miss, visited the team, suggesting interest in bolstering the defensive front. Bleacher Report. Nolan is known for his strength and backfield disruption, which could complement the Broncos already. Strong defense. Another key visit was Oregon tight end Terrence Ferguson. Mile High Report. The tight end position is crucial in Payton's scheme, and Ferguson, with his blocking and receiving ability, could be a valuable addition, especially following the signing of Evan Engram in free agency. Denver Broncos. As for roster moves, the Broncos signed quarterback Sam Ehlinger to a one-year deal. Heavy. Ehlinger, who spent recent seasons with the Indianapolis Colts, mostly as an emergency QB, will compete for a backup role behind Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham. While the move adds depth, the draft remains the primary focus. The press conference statement and prospect visits opened several possibilities for the Broncos in the draft. One widely discussed option is trading up to secure a top-tier running back like Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. Jeanty is considered the best back in the draft, with over 1,500 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns last season, Denver Post. If the Broncos believe he can elevate their offense, they may be willing to pay the price to move up. Another possibility is staying at the 20th pick and selecting Henderson or another available talent. However, there's also the option to trade down, especially if teams like the Detroit Lions, Cleveland Browns, or Los Angeles Rams are looking to move up for a quarterback or coveted player. Yardbarker, for instance, a trade with the Lions, who hold the 28th pick, could land the Broncos an additional second-round pick, allowing them to address multiple needs. ESPN. What do you think? Should the Broncos take the risk and trade up for Jeanty, or stay put at number 20 and select Henderson? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel for more Broncos updates. The 2025 draft class is considered one of the deepest at the running back position in recent years. In addition to Jeanty and Henderson, North Carolina's Omarion Hampton is also highly regarded. Hampton is known for his between-the-tackles, running and durability, traits attractive to teams looking for a workhorse back, Denver Post. The question remains whether any of these players merit a first-round selection. Sean Payton has a history of drafting running backs in the first round, such as Reggie Bush and Mark Ingram, both of whom became offensive cornerstones. He said at the press conference, "If there's a running back who's a game changer, you absolutely take him in the first round." Denver Post. Quarterback needs across the league could also shape the Broncos' strategy. With teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers and New Orleans Saints seeking QBs, there may be trade-up action in the draft. The Athletic. This creates opportunities for the Broncos, who already view Bo Nix as their quarterback of the future. If a team behind them wants to move up for a player like Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart, the Broncos could trade back and gain extra picks. For example, the Cleveland Browns, who hold the 33rd pick, might want to move up to secure a quarterback, especially if there's a run on QBs early on, Yardbarker. That could net the Broncos additional third-round picks this year and next. While running back is a top need, the Broncos also have areas to address along the defensive line, at tight end, and potentially on the offensive line. The O-line is fairly stable, but future planning could happen in the mid-rounds. Denver Post. The signing of Evan Engram strengthens the tight end group, but adding a player like Ferguson would provide depth and versatility. Denver Broncos. Defensively, the additions of Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga in free agency boost the unit, but Nolan's visit suggests Denver is still looking for more strength up front. Denver Broncos. Pat Surtains, too, recently honored by the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame, remains the cornerstone of the secondary. Denver Broncos. Expectations for the Broncos in 2025 are high. After a 2024 AFC playoff appearance, the team is under pressure to take the next step. Owner Greg Penner emphasized that repeating last year's result would feel like a failure. Denver Broncos. He said, "If we finish 2025 with the same result as 2024, it will feel like a failure." Denver Broncos. This all-or-nothing mindset is driving the team's aggressive draft approach. Fans are optimistic as well, with a poll showing most believe the Broncos will win over 10 games next season. Mile High Report. The continued development of Bo Nix, combined with strategic additions through the draft, could unlock the full potential of Payton's offense. With the 2025 NFL Draft just days away, the Denver Broncos are positioned to make moves that could shape the franchise's future. The pre-draft press conference revealed a confident, well-prepared team ready to make bold decisions. The visit from Tre'Veyon Henderson and interest in other prospects like Walter Nolan and Terrence Ferguson show a balanced approach to filling roster needs. Whether they trade up for a top-tier talent like Ashton Jeanty, stay put at number 20 to grab Henderson, or trade down to stockpile picks, The Broncos are ready to make an impact. What do you think? What will Sean Payton and George Paton's big draft move be? Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and let us know which player you want to see wearing Broncos orange in 2025. Let's ride through this exciting journey together.